Imagine waking up tomorrow. No phone, no coffee, no roof, and no guarantee you'll still have a pulse by sunset. We're rolling the clock back tens of thousands of years and dropping you into a world where breakfast is a negotiation with saber-toothed cats, hygiene is a river you might not reach, and the word doctor hasn't been invented. Think you could hack the ultimate wilderness boot camp for 10 straight days? Spoiler, the wilderness hacks back. And don't count on dinosaurs staying extinct in this little thought experiment. A few toothy cousins still linger on the edges of your campfire. Hit like and subscribe now, because by the time we reach day 10, you'll be too busy clutching a flint spear to tap any buttons. Ready? Take a deep breath of prehistoric air and try not to inhale anything that wants to eat you first. Welcome to the Stone Age survival test. Day 1 starts now. Day 1, you wake up edible. You jolt awake on a stone ledge that passes for a bed, fur cloak half frozen to your back, the air so cold it feels like knives in your nostrils. Only embers glow where last night's fire roared, and outside the shallow cave mouth of violet dawn presses against fog. The world already smells of wet ash and animal breath. You scoot closer to the entrance, heart pounding, because the sandy snow shows tracks the size of dinner plates, saber-toothed pug's marks. Your tribe still snores, trusting you to take first watch. Lucky them. You clutch a chipped flint knife that looks impressive until you recall the cat's fangs are longer than your forearm. Breakfast isn't a question of bacon or bagel, it's whether you become someone else's. Day 2, the food chain gets personal. Hunting day. By hunting, you envision spears and bravery. In practice, it's cold mud up to your ankles and a stomach that roars louder than any predator. You trail a shaggy young reindeer across the frost-bitten plateau, armed with a spear whose haft is still sticky with pine sap. The deer bolts, a cave hyena darts in, and you suddenly grasp your place in the hierarchy. Optional. You fling the spear. It skates off the hyena's hide and the beast laughs, a choking cackle that rattles your nerves. You retreat with nothing but bruised pride, and berries you can only pray aren't poisonous. Sunset finds you chewing them anyway, because hunger doesn't negotiate. Day 3. Darkness has claws. Twilight. Clouds swallow the moon. Your fire refuses to spark. Each scrape of flint against pyrite lights your own anxious face, but tinder stays damp. The wind in the trees sounds almost like words, a low, repeating moan, and you realize it's the call of dire wolves on the hunt. You huddle against the cave wall, every nerve tuned to the crunch of snow outside. When the first wolf growls, it's so close the vibration moves the earth beneath you. You slam a burning reed into life at last, waving it like a starved torch. Yellow eyes retreat. You don't sleep. You count heartbeats until dawn, then lose track after 800. Day 4. Injury is a death sentence. Morning brings overconfidence. You scale a limestone outcrop to steal eagle eggs, a calorie jackpot, and slip. The rock welcomes you with a ragged kiss that slices open your heel. Blood dots the snow like winter berries. Hobbling home, you imagine infections swelling up your leg, and you're not wrong. Ancient microbes feast on open wounds. In the cave, the tribe's healer grinds lichen into a slimy poultice that reeks like sour ale, then binds the gash with sinew twine so tight your toes tingle. He warns you not to walk. You laugh because everything here requires walking, fetching water, gathering wood, running from things that want to chew your face off. Day 5. Weather is the world's anger. The clouds break at noon, but instead of sun, they drop hailstones the size of walnuts. They thud into mammoth hide tents, puncturing roofs, bruising shoulders, flattening crops of sorrel you were counting on. Lightning torches a spruce half a mile downhill, and smoke curls into the sky. You limp to collect a burning branch, but rain douses it just as your fingers close. The sky turns from gray to black in minutes. Thunder rolls deeper than any drum, and your tribe scampers back to the cave like wet mice. All night, the storm tears at your nerves. Water pools inside, soaking the fur bed, extinguishing the fire until steam fills the chamber and breath becomes difficult. Day 6. Everything sharp enough to help can harm. Your foot throbs angrily, a pulsing drum inside your boot of stitched caribou hide. You slice open the bandage using an obsidian flake so sharp it splits skin if you merely think about cutting. A trickle of yellow pus announces infection. The healer shrugs. He's lost 3 people this moon to lesser wounds. He heats the obsidian in flames until it glows, presses it to the cut. The smell of your own flesh sizzling reminds you of last night's lizard meat. You gag. Pain skyrockets beyond language. You grunt. He grunts back. An ancient contract that says, "This will hurt, but maybe you'll live." Day 7. Monsters have names you can't pronounce. Travel day. The tribe needs fresh water, so everyone limps east toward the river valley. On the way, you pass claw marks carved shoulder-high into pine bark. Megalonyx, the giant ground sloth, territorial and ill-tempered. Hours later, mud gives way to 3-toed footprints, like inverted shields, the calling card of Quincana, a land-stalking crocodile. You suddenly love the saber-tooth by comparison. Mid-afternoon, the sun bakes the valley into a cauldron, and vultures circle overhead, riding thermals, waiting to see which bipeds collapse first. You hide beneath a boulder's shadow, panting, until a shadow much larger glides across you. A griffin vulture with a 9-foot wingspan. Even the sky wants a snack. Day 8. Communication breakdown. 2 adolescent Neanderthals from another clan appear at dusk, bartering dried fish for red ochre. Their language rolls like gravel in a drum. You try to mimic the sound and accidentally insult one's mother. He grips your shoulder, eyes narrow. You backpedal with frantic gestures, point at your infected foot, grunt something about peace. He finally snorts laughter and lets go, but only after swiping the last of your ochre. Later, your own people glare when they discover the pigment is gone. Ochre paints hunting charms. Miscommunication costs more than pride. It steals protection from spirits your tribe believes keep predators at bay. Tonight, they leave you on outer watch as penance. Day 9, fire failure equals exile. Night again, and your watch has a single rule: keep the hearth alive. A damp draft creeps through fissures in the cave, but you nod off anyway, exhausted. Hours later, steam rises from blackened logs, and cold darkness swallows the chamber. Morning light brings rage. The chief points to the dead fire, then to the exit. You must redeem yourself. Fetch new embers from a burning snag 3 valleys away. With your infection, the limp has worsened to a shuffle, but refusal isn't an option. You hobble into mist, alone, clutching an empty tinder pouch, hoping lightning gifted some far-off tree ablaze. Each step throbs like a drumbeat, telling predators dinner is served. Day 10, nature cashes its check. By noon, the forest feels wrong, too quiet. Even insects hush. You spot smoke up ridge, a lightning fire, and hurry until breath rasps like sandpaper. When you reach the snag, the trunk snaps, crashing down and scattering sparks. Relief surges. You plunge a pine torch into the embers just as the underbrush rustles. 2 yellow eyes stare. A dire wolf, ribs like barrel staves, lips curled. Your torch flares, crackling resin. The wolf hesitates, circles. You wave the fire. Sparks rain across its muzzle. Snarl. It lunges. Your infected foot betrays you. You stagger. Torch drops. Flame sputters in snow. Pain radiates up your leg, hot as the missing fire. The wolf sees weakness, nature's favorite scent. The world shrinks to teeth, fur, and your own helpless heartbeat. In the Stone Age, survival isn't about strength alone. It's about relentless luck, ruthless adaptation, and a tribe that decides you're worth the risk. 10 days ago, you woke thinking it might be fun to test history's toughest era. Now you understand. The era always tests back, and it's undefeated.